Hi friends, welcome to Andy Bricks, and very privileged to be able to bring you Space Carrier Aircraft, SCA for short, Space Shuttle, set 10360 with 2,417 pieces. I believe this was $400 for us in New Zealand. Very expensive, but below the 20 cents a piece price, which is pretty outstanding for a large company aircraft, and the shuttle, which just diabolical. This comes from Icons, and my box got a little bit beat up from Lego in the corners. It's not showing too well there, but just each corner was creased at the bottom. Not too happy about that, but it's cardboard, what do you do? So the back shows us them separated, and then on the stand a little bit of what happens with the shuttle, and some of the structure of the build pulled away so you can see the gearing of the landing gear, which is nice. Oh, and our black and white shot that gives us our dimensions there. I think this says 63 centimetres in length. Now, it came with two instruction books. One builds the shuttle, and book 2 builds the 747. But the first book, we have a little bit of information here. I don't know if this will show up enough to be readable. If you'd like to pause on that and read it. But we get a great shot of the shuttle. Oh, I've got some yellowing in my, or maybe it's just the picture. The shuttle on the 747 before it goes, with the appropriate tail, because there were two actually that I could find, two different tail paint jobs. Now, I was wondering if you could pull the stands off this, but once I opened the book, I saw that the stands for the shuttle don't disappear. They're always on the 747. Picture of the shuttle's cones, jets at the rear being covered up with a piece that they manufactured, and we get a look at how they actually get the shuttle onto the bottom, which was nice. A little bit of writing throughout there if you'd like to pause and read that too. But yeah, beautiful. I was a little bit disappointed with the shape along here, but it actually is flat. I've come to know, or flatter than the rest of the body of the craft. But yeah, when I first saw this, I was like, ugh, why couldn't they made that round? But like I say, it actually is a flatter part of the 747. It's a little bit hard to see. It doesn't really show up there, but yeah, take my word for it. Now, I had a little bit of trouble with the stickers, as always. These were clear back stickers. I will show you where I had trouble, but I asked Lego for some new ones. I needed a couple of pieces as well, but they happily sent me a new set. I did buy this through them, so they knew that I had it. but I didn't end up using them. I was happy with what the mistakes I'd made on the shuttle initially, but it took me a while I built the shuttle and had the sticker problem, and then I delayed building the rest of the ship, the 747, for some time, just because the instructions were I like to read the instructions before I get into it, and it just seemed a very overwhelming parts build to it. I wondered whether I actually had the ability to assemble this, but it actually came together very smoothly and quite quickly if you wanted it to. But yeah, if you want to watch someone build it, I recommend you do that, because it was very interesting. I loved how they got the angle of the wings. I'll explain that to you in the models, but let's dive into it. Gosh, big box. I've got to stop buying these sets. Well, I will be, because I just can't afford to do it any longer. So our shuttle, unfortunately, does not have its forward rake on it. You know, they could have just put an extra plate under there, you know, a 1/3 element plate, 2x2, and it would have just lifted it just so slightly. But so we have the engines at the back. Needs a bit of light. Not that is much better. Black, horrible to show without absolutely dumping so much light onto it. But we have our thrusters there, and two little ones at the side. Stickers for the ports at the back there. Now, that's the sticker I had trouble with. It just didn't go on quite square, but I'm happy with it. The rest went on all right. However, this NASA sticker here, I got a little bit of dust in the corner, just by the end, and I wasn't happy with it, and that's why I asked for some more stickers. I just said to them that I actually talked to them on the phone and said, you know, I had trouble with it. But they were very, very happy to send me out some more. At what cost, I have no idea, but those sticker sheets, you know, run into the $5 to $10 area, I believe, for us down here in NZ. Now I'll try and zoom in on this a bit, and try and ignore the rest of what's happening behind. But this opens up like it should, and in here we have where the landing gear goes, and the engines, and those two little black cones too. So we can put this piece on the back, which is the engine cover, which was very cleverly made with some clips and pinned pieces. Absolutely amazing. Stuns me every time I build a set of late, just how good they are at doing this. Now I know they've spent some time on you know, preparing this, but you know, they cracked it, I believe. So this just pops off. Actually, I think our engines come off first. Oh, there it goes. So the top one came off, and the other two stayed behind. And now it's starting to fall to pieces. Oh, don't you love Lego? So I'll just whip those engine cones off, and put this back. But this is the little piece that holds those. It has a Technic pin there, which goes onto that blue pin there. And let's see if I've got this. I can't remember how this goes. I think that goes in the. I think that goes in the middle. Maybe facing the other way. I'm not sure. No, I think it goes forward. I should have looked at the instructions before I got into this. But that goes there, and then the rest of our cones, one goes there, one goes at the 4, so we have 2 there, and then the other one goes upside down on that pin nicely. And these 2 little black ones, 2 little black cones, which are in there nicely, nice and tight. I believe, just don't run away on me, just go on the very end of it here. I'll show you once I've placed it. Just on the end there. And then our landing gear. Now I've been waiting to do this for a week or so, because I haven't put this together yet on top of the 747. I was waiting to do it with you guys online. Now all these wheels are the same, so it doesn't matter which one goes where. And I do believe I've got that middle piece right, because the landing wheels, or the landing gear for the shuttle, maybe you put that in after. Just go in there like that. Hopefully that was visible to you. So our landing gear, engines up front, and the engine mount on that there. Very cool. That happens quite often. It's this brick here just drops off so easily, like it's come away there. I actually haven't had this side fall to bits yet. It was always the other side, so first time for everything. And I've lost part of it. Now they do have, each of them has a fixture on it, but it's only one, and they're relying on the rest of the build to keep it in place. But yeah, there we go. Back together. And that's in there, and it just all closes up nicely. And then we take our engine cover, our faux engine cover, because the engines are gone, and that just clicks. That just clicks under there. It's the back of the shuttle. Just might have been a bit rough. Maybe need to place it on something and not do it in your hand. And there we go. We have the covered engines, pretend, on our shuttle, ready to go on the 747. Now, as I said, I was so worried that I wasn't going to be able to, master this, but it came together so well. It was quite exciting. Now, I was complaining about everything wasn't printed on this, but I now, after doing the Concorde, has very little printing compared to this. This has so much more, with each window printed along its body, and I think that the amount of print that goes into that and its nose and the windscreen accounts for probably the equivalent of what is on the Concorde. It's just that there's so much more to be put on it that's what it calls for. And I don't like these clear stickers, eh? I do have a little bit of static electricity clinging, a bit of fur or hair. Cat's been in here again. But we have a sticker there. It was quite easy to place. And I actually was quite concerned about placing these stickers, but they actually went on quite well. You can see something just a little under there. I will probably, when I sell this, if I ever do, sell the the sticker sheet with it. Now, this is a really, really big aircraft in hand, and you could fly it around if you wanted. It's not so hot on the ground. The forward landing gear doesn't pivot left or right, but what it does do is sits in that little cradle there, if you can see it. I don't know what that brick's called. It's like an L shape, but the landing gear is so much fun on this that they absolutely nailed it. Now the forward gear goes away at twice the speed of the rear. I don't know if I can show you it all at once, but if you see watch the front compared to the back. So the front's away already, and we're only halfway through it at the back. But you just keep winding. A clutch comes into play, which stops that going any further. I don't know why that looks like it's... Oh, there you go. It wasn't quite clipped together. The front one goes in a lot quicker, and a clutch comes into play which allows you to keep winding and drop the rest of the landing gear. Now, they did beef up this landing gear for this vehicle. With the Shuttle on board, we're talking about 80 metric ton of metal that they have to get in the air. And let me just pan back a bit. Now, how the wings were built is ingenious. Oh, the NASA. Now, this is a new NASA sticker for me. I was expecting something that looks more like that. The NASA sign. There's a couple of lines running around the moon or planet Earth. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I was like, in every image I found before I found this, the real image of this online, not in the instructions, has the old circle, the original NASA emblem, and I was like, you know, I wonder why they did this one and not that one. This is the more updated one. They stopped making 747s just a couple of years ago, I believe. So this thing's been around for a while. They first went into service in 1969, and I was surprised. I only just found this out a couple of days ago. They started the first came into build, I believe, in 1968, which is the year I was born, and I was quite surprised. Why do I look like I'm missing some bricks there? I'm not. It just looks that way. I just thought the back there looked a bit like it was missing something, but it isn't. So we have that. They have this tail on it with rudders on the edges, because when the shuttle's on here, it blocks all the airflow over the rear I don't know what this is called, upright stabilizer. I don't think there is any movement in this. It's all within these two outer ones. Now, I should have brought something in. I'm going to use my spaceman's flag just to pick away a piece here. Little L tile. Just so I can show you how this wing gets its angle. So you build all this flat, and then there's these two pins, one there and another one exactly the same as that under there, and then it all clips in to here, and that's what gives us that angle. It's just so cool. It absolutely blew me away putting that together. I was just so intrigued building this at how they've got this shape, and very clever. These aircraft and shuttle has been a model for some time, I believe, but Lego have only just done it. I'm not sure why that was, or what the story is, but you've been able to get models that you put together yourself, you know, plastic glue together models, or I don't know if they snap together these days. They glued when I was a boy, but you could also buy fully built models. Now, I don't think they're as big as this, but it was out there, and I didn't know that until looking into, you know, after I built this for this review, what information I needed to talk to you guys about. Ah, don't you hate static electricity? Must be some way you can neutralize the static in the plastic, you know, like earth it out, to stop all that little bits of rubbish sticking. But they actually, I believe the engines were upgraded for this vehicle so it could carry the shuttle. They're just a bigger turbo fan, so they could pump more air around the engine to cool it, plus create more blowback just from a fan, which is amazing. That, you know, that helps this get in the air. Now, the exciting bit for me is I haven't done this yet, honest. I've been waiting to do it with you guys, but here we go. Now, we have three little pins here where this will sit. Little, they're all the same as that, just can't really see them down in there. Now, the interesting thing is that this is the exact same points where it bolts to the fuel tank that carries the solid booster rockets. So it's exactly the same pinpoints where they'd lock it onto going into space. And here we go. Make sure I'm in the right place. I don't want to break anything. I don't know how easily they would snap. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. That really is cool. Now, the one thing you can't have with it on the stand is its landing gear down. It's got to be up. Otherwise, it just gets in the way of that shape there, which cradles it. But more stickers that went on quite well. I was very, very pleased with myself with the stickers, so if I can stop shaking it long enough, you might be able to pause it and read it. Just some information on all our stuff that's on the stand. But yes, our landing gear has to go away. But that's half the fun with this thing, is playing with the landing gear. And how that front wheel just tucks away so quickly, and then a clutch forms and stops it spinning. Why is it? It's not quite seated away. I hadn't had that problem before, but there goes the rest. It's so cool. It really is. You might need to just push it up. Doesn't get hung up like the Concorde did, but that could have been something that I did wrong. And then I can't remember where we. I think the landing gear. It's this part here. So maybe I'll hold it up. That happens quite often. I'm in trouble. Where does that go? Is that it? Oh, it's a bit of a trick. But yeah, there it is. But yeah, these fall off. Every now and again, I have had it happen a couple of times. Now I really need to see underneath it to get this engine back on. Please bear with me. Should be editing these parts out, but you know me. I can't even remember where that goes. It's a little bit tricky. It really is. Might be that tricky that I'm going to leave it off. Yeah, so there you go. I'm going to have to take that off its stand to reposition that, but it's very easily done. I don't even know if that was clipped on there properly, but yeah, it's just gingerly sitting on that stand. It really is. Now, where does this go at the... What have I got here? Oh, there it is. Ah, and that's how the wing works on those pins there. See that? It's just... It wasn't supposed to happen, but that just goes down and clips into a couple of pins there. I dropped the engine there. Where does it go? There. Oh, look, I've done it again. Doesn't take much to get it free, but yeah, I'm not happy with how quickly the engine can come off if you just knock it. But there we go. Managed to get it back together, and yeah, it doesn't lock into much at all. It's sitting on the landing gear, and that's it. Oh. Don't pick your shuttle up by by that part there. Ah, this is just turning into a disaster. It's not like my videos at all, is it? And we've lost another engine on the other side. This is the side that normally comes off. Luckily, more than one brick came with that, so And there she goes. Now, let me see if I can quickly put this back together. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really am. I wish my videos were better than this. I really do. But like I say, don't pick the shuttle up by that point. What did I miss over there? Something. I don't know, Andrew. It's falling to pieces everywhere. But that's the joy of this thing. It's Lego, and it's made to come to pieces. Oh dear. I really am sorry. I should have been thinking when I picked that up. I don't know what made me think I could pick it up by this cage. You know, the outer shell, which actually should clamp in, and does if you do it right. Now, I believe this one goes up front, but just having one on each of these doesn't help at all. Now I think that will be there, and the tile at the top holds it together pretty much. So yeah, there we go. See, just like that. That's the joy of this. If it breaks, you can put it back together very quickly, and on camera too. So engine's back on. We're ready to fly, and that's our Boeing 747 jumbo jet with shuttle. Absolute masterpiece of building. These guys that do this are just absolutely outstanding, and they blow me away. You know, I know it takes them a year to do it. I don't know if they, you know, whether a computer actually helps them design this, or whether it's them doing it all on a computer. I believe they play with bricks to start with, or it starts with a picture, you know, they draw, and it just moves along from there. It would be nice to talk to a designer, but it's reserved for David Solid Brick Studios, who is absolutely milking it with Lego, and I wish we could all be that good. But it just, you know, I don't know if I want to be part of the Lego land, you know, where they get sent. It's nice seeing, you know, these guys get all these sets for free, and then they make money out of reviewing them, and it's a, you know, absolute no-brainer really if you have the ability. Some people don't like the land just for some of the rules that they have. M&R Productions pulled out of it. Well, I've got a couple of air bubbles there, not too major, but yeah, I'm happy that they are clear back stickers. I had a bit of trouble landing them right in the middle, more this way than central, but it doesn't really matter. But wow, what a beauty! And you know, you'd have to have so much room to display this. I pulled the Concorde to pieces before I started building the 747, because I just told myself that I would, because I don't have room for all of it. And what with needing to move as well, which hasn't happened yet, I think we'll be going into a smaller property than this, so I may not even have the ability to do this when we do finally get kicked out of this property. thanks to the government, and because we're in a government house, and yeah, I'm not happy with it at all. I don't want to move. I love this property. I have animals that they won't let us take with us, which absolutely sucks, and my two cats would never be rehoused. They turned up here when my other cat died of so many years. Just a couple of strays. They could have moved. The one that lives inside, definitely, my black puss. When I took her to the vet, she had been spayed, so somebody had loved that animal at one point. But yeah, it's a bit of a sad time, but yeah, I'll keep doing this as long as I can. But really wanted to share this one with you just because I love big aircraft. 747, I'd love to see an A380. I'd have to go to Auckland to watch one land and take off, but I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I just don't have the budget for it, and yeah, it's but I love aircraft, and it would be so neat living near a big airport, and yeah, for those that do, you're lucky if you love aircraft, and for the rest of us, we get to play with Lego. And thankfully, Lego has done a 747, which I'm so happy for, because other people have done mocks of the 747, and they are just outstanding. And the way Lego put this together as an instruction manual kit is just amazing. It really is. My hat's off to them. And yeah, just love it. I can hear a tui going outside. That's so nice. It's just beeping away. Thought if I was quiet for a minute we might hear him. But yeah, this is not about tuis. Even though birds are our first look at flight as human beings, unless ancient aliens is a thing and UFOs came and seeded us here. I don't know if that is what happened, but there's plenty of cave drawings. I don't know, I'm trying to think what the name is for a cave drawing of things that look like spacemen. So, whether they were taking crazy magic mushrooms and other hallucinogenic, plants to see these things, or whether they actually came, to Earth and put us here. Who knows? The ancient Sumerians, was it? Those old pictures of guys that look like they're wearing watches and got a handbag type thing, if I remember right. But just amazing that we've come this far. Just in the last 100 years. I don't know when the Wright brothers first flew. There was a New Zealander that actually did it about the same time. I don't think he was in the air for the same amount of time as what they were, and he didn't get it recorded like they did. Being in America, they probably had access to a lot more than what we have down here in New Zealand, especially back in that day. But there was a Kiwi that flew about the same time as the Wright brothers, but the Wright brothers bet the New Zealander to it, just with the distance they flew, which wasn't very far, but they did it, and got themselves in the history books. And here we are today. Well, actually, they've been doing this since the Shuttle's been around, which was the early 80s, I believe. So I should have actually looked into when NASA actually came together with Boeing to make this craft. Now they put a lot of more bulkheads through this. The interior was stripped out. I actually would have thought the windows would have disappeared as well, but because they're structurally okay, they've left them in there. But I think I have a picture actually. I don't know if I showed you of the interior of this vehicle. It's probably one of the pictures I didn't show you, but that's what it looks like inside. So she's hollow, nothing goes in there. Oh, those yellow bits on the roof could be the structure that links up to the points where this pins to the fuel tank for the shuttle's lift off. But yeah, here we go. Beautiful. I've probably gone on too long, what with the brakes and the rest of it. But thank you for watching if you have. I truly are thankful for the people that do watch my channel. And if you'd like to subscribe, feel free. And if you have a channel and want me to sub to you as well, because I believe in a sub for a sub. You gotta spread the love, you know. And if someone subs to you, sub back to them. You know, that's so easy. It doesn't cost you anything, and you know it's we all could have decent over 1,000 subscribers if everyone played that game, really. But I'm so grateful to everyone. And thank you for watching. I love you all. Keep loving Lego. Try not to make yourself broke with it. And yeah, that's the object of this game, is don't spend too much money on it. Like I said, I was trying to save up for the Star Trek set, but I don't know if I'll get there. I like the Black Pearl as well. Not that I've built my original Black Pearl. Maybe I could sell that to buy a couple of sets. But yeah, I'm pretty hopeless at getting around to doing things like that. But I've got so much Lego that I could sell to support my channel and keep bringing you sets. I'd really like to review everything I have on my channel, but I just yeah, it's I'm sad. I'm sad at this. I just I need a bit more motivation to get in here and do this. Like I say, this has been sitting here for 7 days built, and probably sat in the other room for a week before I brought it in here after I'd finished building it. And now I'm getting around to it. But yeah, thank you. And like I say, I love you from the bottom of my heart. And I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys. Andy Bricks out. And peace to everyone. Especially this time of the year. Have a safe end of the year. And I hope to be here before the end of the year again. But who knows. And yeah, have a good one. Happy New Year to you guys, if I don't see you before then, and yeah, happy holidays. Andy Bricks out.